Hi YouTube, today I'm going to show you how to make a brown paper gasket for use on automobiles. So, what you're going to need is a pair of scissors. I find a small pair helps, a craft knife and a craft cutting board, and of course brown paper. Now ideally it wouldn't have all these creases etc in it, but I'm going to press them all out in a book later on anyway, so that's fine. And, sorry, there's my cat. Right, so the gasket I need is for this diff cover. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover down on its mating side, and then the other two you're going to need is a pen, and then I'm just going to draw around the cover to get the shape of it, and then cut it out. So what you're going to find with this is, if you place your first template over as far as you can, so you're not going to waste any brown paper. If you mess this one up, then you've got at least one more that you can attempt then. And the other thing is, when you've drawn the line on the bit of paper, try to cut to the outside of the line so that you're leaving yourself just a little bit of leeway, so that you're not cutting it too small. It's better for it to be too big than for it to be too small, if you follow my thinking. So if you cut it so you can always still see the line, that's what you should do. Okay, so now that you have the paper cut down to a relatively decent size, what you're going to do is, if your cover has holes in it, which I suspect that most covers probably will if that's what you're using the gasket for, basically what you're going to want to do is just draw in where the holes are for the bolts, just to mark them. This will also give you an idea if your cover is, if your cover only fits one way round, then it'll give you an idea of which way your gasket's going to go on, so you know you're fitting in the correct way. So then you just remove the cover again. As you can see, that's all drawn in. Mine, I've filled in a hole on mine, so that's why that's not there, in case any of you are wondering. Then you've got your cutting board, and then all you're going to do is, you could use a knife to do this very carefully, or if you have a punch of some sort that you can punch through, just so that the bolt will be able to enter through safely. So then you just cut them out. Okay, so to cut out the inside portion of this, what we're going to do is basically, I'm going to do this very, very roughly, so I don't need any particular measuring. But you see I have a retractable blade here, so the length of that, sorry if I point the camera at the right thing, the length of the blade is just now is the same length as that portion of it, so I then mark that on the paper there, and I'm going to do that for every sort of portion until I've got a rough idea of what needs to be cut out, and then I'm just going to use the cutting board again to just cut that shape out. Okay, so once you've cut out the centre portion, if you just lay it back over the cover, just to check that everything's lining up, and as you can see, all the holes are lining up. I've got a nice amount of space here around it, and I'm really quite pleased with that. So before mounting it, I'm going to flatten it in between books overnight, and then I'm going to use some instant gasket sealant round on the mating face of this, making sure the face is nice and clean. Put the paper gasket on top of that, and then do the same to the mounting face on the car, and then just mount them together, so you've got a layer of instant gasket, then a layer of paper gasket, then another layer of instant gasket. Torque it all down with the bolts that come with it, and that should be all she wrote. So yeah guys, let me know what you think. Thanks. Oh, and for those interested, this is the real diff cover from a classic 4x4 Fiat Panda. There you go guys. Cheers.